if you will agree, then I will go and see if I can go and fight the British troops tonight. To Boston he did make his way. Are you in need of troops today? A sergeant I would be. Sirs, will you hire me? Oh yes, we will hire you to join our rebel crew. Although you're not too large, we'll let you lead the charge. A sword and pistol at his side, his chest puffed out with manly pride. He couldn't ask for more, he was a sergeant of the corps. Then a British volley rang out, the charge became a rout, and our little sergeant fell, for the British aimed too well. But still and all he rose again, and bravely called unto his men, although your sergeant shot, fight on and waver not. Our sergeant is home once again, and bitterly doth complain. When all is said and done, a battlefield is no fun. His father wisely nods his head, you'd best leave honor to the dead. We Frenchmen should ignore their Anglo-Civil War.
On Christmas Day in '76, our ragged troops with bayonets fixed for Trenton marched away, for Trenton marched away. The Delaware Sea, the boats below, the light obscured by hail and snow, but no sign of dismay, but no sign of dismay. Object was the Hessian band that dared invade fair freedom's land, and quarter in that place, and quarter in that place. George Washington, he led us on, whose streaming flag in storm or sun had never known disgrace, had never known disgrace. In silent march we passed the night, each soldier panting for the fight, though quite benumbed with frost, though quite benumbed by frost. Green on the left at 6 began, the right was held by Sullivan, who never a moment lost, who never a moment lost. The picket stormed, the alarm was spread that rebels risen from the dead were marching into town, were marching into town. They scampered here, they scampered there, and some for action did prepare. But soon their arms laid down, but soon their arms laid down.
As I was a-walking along Ratcliffe Highway, the recruiting party come a-beating that way. I was listed and tested, and before I did know, it's to the King's duty I was forced for to go. When first I deserted, I thought myself free. When my cruel companions informed against me, I was quickly followed after and brought back with speed. With chains I was loaded, heavy irons on me. Court martial, they held upon me. The sentence they passed was 303. May the Lord have mercy on their souls for their sad cruelty. For now the King's duty lies heavy on me. Then again deserted, and I thought I was free, when my cruel sweetheart informed against me. I was quickly followed after and brought back with speed. With chains I was loaded, heavy irons on me. Court martial, I very soon got. They quickly gave verdict that I should be shot. Now the Lord have mercy on their souls for their sad cruelty. For now the king's duty lies heavy on me. Brave wolf, he come a-riding, and as he passes by, bring to me that young man whose death is so nigh. Strike off those heavy chains and let him go free. He'll make a clever soldier in far America.
An American frigate called Richard by name, mounting guns 44, from New York she came, on a cruise in the channel of old England's fame, with a noble commander, Paul Jones was his name. We hadn't sailed far when some ships we did spy, a stout 44 and a 20 likewise, and 40 bold shipping all laden with store, and that convoy stood in for the old Yorkshire shore. Paul Jones he did speak, and to his men did say, let every man fight a good battle today. We'll take that bold convoy in the height of her pride, or the Richard shall founder and sink in the tide. The battle rolled on until bold Pearson cried, have you yet struck your colors and come alongside? But so far from thinking that the battle was won, brave Paul Jones replied, I have not yet begun. We fought them 8 glasses so hot, had 70 bold seamen lay dead on the spot. The shot flew so hot that they couldn't stand it long, and the brave British colors came finally down.
Was winter and blue Tory noses were freezing as they marched o'er the plain where they ought not to be. The valiants complained of the fifers' cursed wheezing and wished they'd remained on the banks of the Dee. Lead on, thou paid captain, tramp on, thou hired minions, thy ranks basest men shall be strung like ripe onions. For here thou hast found the heads with warlike opinions on the shoulders of nobles who ne'er saw the Dee.
Sons of Great Britain, you that used to range in search of foreign countries, your fortune to change. Amongst your great number was Donald Monroe. Away to America he likewise did go. 2 sons with his brother he left them to stay. Because of their passage he could not then pay. When 7 long winters were over and gone, they went to their uncle and begged to move on. And when they had sailed o'er the fierce ocean wide, they were fired at by rebels upon every side. There being two rebels that lurked in the wood, they fired their pistols where the two brothers stood. You cruelest monsters, the dying boy said, you have killed my older brother, and soon I shall be dead. Oh, cursed be the day we undertook to go and find our dear father named Donald Monroe. For woe to my hands, what is this I have done? Oh, cursed be my fate, I've murdered my sons. Is it you, my dear father, that stand you close by? For now I have seen you contented I'll die. Then Donald Monroe weeping sang to one knee, oh, merciful heaven, take pity on me. Perhaps we will meet on the far brighter shore, where brothers will murder their brothers no more.
I'm lonesome since I crossed the hill and o'er the moor and valley. Such heavy thoughts my heart do fill since parting with my Sally. I seek no more the fine and gay, for each does but remind me how swift the hours did pass away with the girl I left behind me. Ne'er shall I forget the night the stars were bright above me, and gently lent their silvery light when first she vowed she loved me. But now I'm bound to Brighton camp, kind heaven may favor find me, send me safely back again to the girl I left behind me. Her form shall still retain in sleeping or in waking, until I see my love again, for whom my heart is breaking. If ever I should see the day when Mars shall have resigned me, forevermore I'll gladly stay with the girl I left behind me.
We follow where the swamp fox guides, his friends and merry men are we. And when the Tory legions ride, we burrow in the cypress trees. The gloomy swampland is our bed, our home is in the red deer's den. Our roof the treetop overhead, for we are wild and hunted men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We fly by day and shun its light, but prompt to strike the sudden blow, we mount and start with early night, and through the forest track our foe. And soon he hears our charges leap, and flashing saber blinds his eyes. And there he drives away his sleep, and rushes from his camp, he dies. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. Swamp fox whistles to the scouts. You hear his order calm and low. Come wave your torch across the dark, we shall not be the last to go. Have courage, comrades, Marion leads, the swamp fox takes us out tonight. So clear your swords and coax your steeds, tonight we ride, tonight we fight. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We
We follow where the swamp fox guides. We leave the swamp and cypress tree. Our spurs are in our courser's sides and ready for the strife are we. The Tory camp is now in sight and there he cowers within his den. He hears our shout, he dreads the fight, he fears and flies from Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men. We ride, we hide, we strike again, for we are Marion's men.
Since you all must have singing and won't be said nay, I cannot refuse when you beg and you pray. I will sing you a song, as a poet might say, of King George's old soldiers who ne'er ran away. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars. At Lexington we met with rebels one day. We got ourselves up in our finest array. Our heads bid us stand and our hearts bid us stay, but our legs were strong-minded and took us away. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars. We marched into Princeton with fifes and with drums, with muskets and cannons, with swords and with bombs. This great expedition cost infinite sums, but some underpaid doodles, they cut us to crumbs. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars. They fought so unfairly from back of the trees. If they'd only fought open, we'd have beat them with ease. They can fight one another that way if they please, but we don't have to stand for such tactics as these. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars. 'Tis true that we turned, but that shouldn't disgrace us. We did it to prove that the foe couldn't face us, and they've nothing to boast, it's a very plain case. Though we lost in the fight, we came first in the race. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars. We're the old soldiers of the King and the King's own regulars.
Buttercups paused after the bee, if boats were on land and churches on sea, if ponies rode men and if grass ate the cows, if cats should be chased into holes by the mouse, if mamas sold their babies to gypsies for half a crown, if summer were spring and the other way round, then all the world would be upside